Good morning, everybody. This is me, Mike, doing a video blog on October 4th, 2009. Really turned into the first month of fall, and the weather today is quite fall-like and enjoyable. In fact, I've got the apartment wide open so that I can enjoy this great weather. Unlike I normally do these video blogs where I just record and talk about whatever comes up right off the top of my head, I wrote down a list of topics which we're going to cover. Was going to use a post-it note to write those on, then I realized I'm using that to kind of prop the computer up so you guys get a better angle. First thing I'm going to talk about is Stargate Universe, which premiered the other night on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm a little ambivalent on that. I'm going to try and give it at least another 3 or 4, maybe 5 episodes to get me hooked on there. I will admit that the first time I watched it Friday night, it really didn't hook me in. It felt, I don't know, it's weird in just the way the characters were interacting. I think that the actors were overacting at certain points. The primary one being Ming Na, who is an actress I followed since I first saw her on the first season of ER some 11 or 12 years ago. Just seemed like she was trying to overpush this part of the stuffy, power-hungry bureaucrat, and the guy playing Sergeant Greer, whose name I don't remember, overplaying the whole "I've got a temper problem" thing. And the guy playing Lieutenant Scott was, I think, a little bit over the top. The guy playing Eli Wallace, the everyman view that we're supposed to be getting a look at this new series through, I think was probably tying with Robert Carlyle as far as the best acting in the series. As far as the guy playing Colonel Young, the guy in charge, I have no idea about him. He spent most of the episode on his back. Anyway, I did download it off iTunes, which is available for free, I know at least through the end of this weekend. The first 2 episodes air part 1 and part 2. The third one, air part 3, will be airing on Friday, and I doubt they'll have that for free. But you can download it in high definition off iTunes for free. Doesn't cost you anything except a little bit of time to download and about an hour and 40 minutes to watch both episodes back to back commercial free. So I recommend it because after watching it the second time, I can kind of see where the writers are going with this. And that, of course, is also based on some stuff I've read online from the writers and the producers, and also the creative consultant, John Scalzi, who is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi authors. If he's involved, then it's going to be some good science fiction on there. Okay. Next thing I'm going to talk about, and no, I'm not being a Palm Pre fanboy, but I've been doing a lot of reading about smartphones, and just in case you hadn't noticed, here's my Palm Pre with the same wallpaper from last week. I really need to get around to changing that. I'm noticing, I guess it might be because I take public transit and I see people in public more. Various strangers and whatnot on their way to and from work or wherever they're going. And I've noticed over the last 6 or 7 months a proliferation of average people with smartphones. It's no longer relegated to the business professional or the computer technology geek such as myself. So I'm going to ask all of you that are watching this, you can comment it on YouTube, or if you're watching this through Facebook or LiveJournal, please feel free to leave a comment there also. Do you use a regular old dumb phone, or are you packing a smartphone? That could be an iPhone, a Windows mobile device, one of the Symbian devices from Nokia like the E71 that I have a friend up in Philadelphia that's running, and I know he doesn't like it. Or are you running a BlackBerry, which I'm noticing a huge proliferation of BlackBerries. People you wouldn't normally expect to see, toting around a smartphone or toting around BlackBerries and whipping off texts and email and the whole thing. And I know that maybe I'm looking at people stereotypically, but I'm kind of impressed, Or are you carrying a Palm Pre? I have only one friend on Facebook and LiveJournal with a Palm Pre besides myself. I know what I use my smartphone for is primarily as a Swiss Army knife of technology. I very rarely talk on the phone. I don't. But when it comes to what I use my phone for, it's going to be mobile internet usage, being able to, look at full versions of websites, which is the thing I love about the Palm Pre, probably more than anything else. I can look at the full version of a news website, or a sci-fi website or a technology website, I'm not getting that watered down mobile version. I also use it as an ebook reader. I've got Classic running on my Palm Pre so that I can use the Mobi Pocket Reader. But I've also been using short covers. They had an update recently where instead of accessing the books you've bought online, you actually can download them to the phone. It's my hang up with that is the interface is clunky. It's hard to bookmark, and you really, even if you don't want to bookmark it, every time a chapter comes up, you better press that bookmark button because the controls are going to fade out and you're not going to be able to pull them back up until the next chapter. Um, I know that EPUB is supposed to be coming out with a reader for the Palm Pre, same as they have on the iPhone. And there's the persistent rumors that Amazon will be bringing a Kindle Reader app to the Palm Pre. That is what I'm waiting for. Looked at getting a Kindle. Catherine, a friend of mine on Facebook and LiveJournal, and going all the way back to 1992, and someone pretty special to me, she just bought a first generation Kindle. And I've seriously considered it. But there's three drawbacks. I don't like carrying more stuff than I have to. It doesn't have backlighting, and the DRM. The DRM stuff I'm not too worried about. Amazon has reached, I think, that critical mass point where it's such a large company that you're not going to have to worry about their DRM servers going dark and not being able to reauthorize your purchases if you have to. That's my thing with DRM. People 7 years ago that got on the whole Yahoo music download service, and MSN had a music download service. You got bit in the ass essentially when the servers went dark. You still have the files, but what if you nuke your hard drive? If you're running Windows, really you should be nuking your hard drive. If not every 6 months, at least once a year, because your registry is going to get bloated, the computer's going to bog down, and you just never know when something bad's going to happen. So you nuke your hard drive. You might or might not have an opportunity to even deauthorize, like with iTunes. You have to deauthorize a computer. It counts that you have 5 authorizations. So what if you have a hard drive failure? What if your computer goes up in smoke? You have to contact those people and ask them to deauthorize one of your computers and ask them to authorize another one. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes, but eventually it's going to come to a point they're going to say no. Or in the case of Yahoo and MSN, one day the servers will go dark. How are you going to reauthorize that music? You can't. You've essentially paid for something you can no longer use. That's not a problem with a CD. That's not a problem with a physical book. You own the physical medium. You can play it on multiple devices, or you can read the book with your own 2 eyes. I don't really see Amazon going that far away, but I've read some rumbles where instead of having unlimited re-downloads, you're running out of space on your Kindle. Okay, I'll delete this book because I know I can always re-download it later. There is a limit. They're not telling anyone that limit. But I've gone completely off the reservation there. So tell me what you guys use your smartphones for if you have one, or if you're thinking about getting one. What is your primary use? Do you want it as an ebook reader? Is it a messaging device? Is it a data device? Or is it something like me where it's a jack of all trades? I can do my email. I got push if I want it. I've got multiple ways of contacting people: text message, instant messaging, email, whole 9 yards. Interesting to see what you guys say about it. So anyway, it's coming up on 8 minutes and 40 seconds on this video recording, and YouTube limits it to 10, and I got to add some transitions and stuff. So I'm going to close it off here for now. An actual blog post with content and not rambling. You saw it here first, folks. Again, you can reach me at mikepass@gmail.com, emike2k7 at Twitter, facebook.com/mikepas, and on YouTube, do a search for emike2k3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.